Hi guys, Steady Eddie here. This time taking a little walk through Udon Thani. Now I'm stopping here in this market here, this indoor market, because it's in the shade. I mean, it's still blazing hot outside, so you know the script by now. Camera gets heated up and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, I'll do this vlog inside this little market here. Now what I want to talk about is something that I'm seeing more and more and more in the news in countries across the world. And it's a strange wave and movement. People are being influenced by social media probably. But that movement is an increasing hostility to tourists. Tourists in various countries across the world. And, you know, like I say, you know, countries, people influence each other. So this is strange, this. I mean, how can any country be hostile towards tourists? Tourists may not be the bread and butter in most countries, but they are an important contributor. Tourists bring money into a country. Tourists are in probably every country in the world, some more than others. And some economies seem to me to depend on tourists. They're vital. You don't bite the hand that feeds you, do you? So how is it that countries are becoming hostile towards tourists? Well, let's just say I first noticed this a couple of years ago. There were these reports coming out about one of my favourite cities, in fact, you know, possibly my favourite city in Europe, a wonderful place called Amsterdam. Yes? Now Amsterdam, marvellous place, you know, city of culture, beautiful city, and it's got entertainment of all sorts going on there. But a couple of years ago, Amsterdam made it public that they're clamping down. They're going to be more strict, or in some cases they don't even want British tourists. They made it clear, it was in the news. Amsterdam don't want British tourists. Now this seems strange. It seems strange. Not entirely strange, because if they were to say we don't want tourists, then that seems very, very strange, because Amsterdam is a very, very touristy place. But with Brits, they did give a reason. It is true that British people tend to be a bit more boozy and rowdy than other nationalities in the European region. You know, I mean, for years, places like Ibiza and, you know, Mallorca and Spanish resorts, and, you know, they've suffered from British tourists. British tourists probably do bring in a lot of money, but is it worth the aggravation? I mean, it just seems that British tourists can't hold their drink as well as other nationalities. So Amsterdam was clamping down, making it public. They didn't like the rowdy behaviour of Brits, so they wanted them to go elsewhere. Okay. So that was one incident. But how about this? There's something else very, very strange happening currently in the islands of Gran Canaria. Those beautiful countries. I mean, what has Gran Canaria got other than tourism? I mean, the good thing about Gran Canaria, they are Spanish islands, but they have winter sunshine. They have, you know, you can go there in the months of January and February, wonderful. You know, wonderful places to visit. But there's been actual protests, not just hostility towards tourists, but actual protest against tourists, mass protests. The citizens of Gran Canaria, the actual people themselves in these islands, I think they have a population of about 2.2 million throughout those islands. This is as I'm reading it. But you can get up to 13 or 14 million tourists a year in these countries. And why the people, the locals, are becoming hostile to tourists is that basically tourists are swamping the place, they are buying up properties, they are making things unaffordable for the locals, the people who were born in those islands, because the tourists are driving up the prices, and people have had enough of it. To the Gran Canaria people, their island no longer belong to them, they belong to the tourists. So there've been mass protests about this. And also, you've got to look at the other emphasis, you know, tourists are, you know, probably going in hospitals and clogging up the roads and all of this kind of stuff. For the population in those islands of 2.2 million and versus 13 to 14 million tourists per year, you know where they're coming from. But these protests, they're not just protests. People have actually gone on a hunger strike That's how serious they are. There's actually people going on hunger strike wanting to get rid of tourists in Gran Canaria. Have you ever heard the likes of such thing? How bizarre is all of this? But it's not just Gran Canaria, it's not just Amsterdam who have voiced their hostility towards tourists. I'm now hearing reports from Mexico and Greece, Athens, places like this. And what a lot of the hostility is, it's nothing new this, but it's down to Airbnb. A lot of the property owners in these places like Mexico City, Athens, they are renting their properties out as Airbnbs, and therefore for the locals who want to rent properties, they are now pricing them out of the market. People are struggling, people are really getting poorer and poorer because of the tourists. So this is a bizarre situation. It's absolutely bizarre. And you know where this is all going, don't you? I'm in Thailand right now. I'm kind of wondering, is this hostility, this protest against tourists, going to spread to Thailand? Well, I can think of one place where I think it's most likely, and it's probably the same place that you're thinking of. Oh, well, what have we got here? Now, this isn't looking very nice, is it? Can a radical proposal save Phuket's tourism crisis? And look at this here. A huge influx of Russians in Phuket is producing a backlash from locals amid complaints of a booming Russian economy that covers everything from hairdressers to taxis. Oh, heavens above, this is not looking good at all, is it? Well, it seems like the good people of Phuket are not very happy with all of these Russians coming there. But while a boom for the macro economy, the influx is chaffed with locals who increasingly complain that Russians are stealing jobs and upsetting cultural people. And across Thailand, lauded headlines such as rabid Russians assaults police team in Phuket after going berserk at a city centre hotel, and Russian tourist kicks pregnant Thai woman after being asked to leave her shoes outdoors. Now, this is not good. This is not good. Russia and Thailand are so different, and sometimes they don't understand Thai law and culture. Lieutenant, whatever his name is, said, Chief Inspector of Phuket. Sometimes they break the law and they don't recognise we have law enforcement. Okay, so what do you think of this? I mean, what are your thoughts? I mean, do you see hostility to tourists rising in the island of Phuket? I mean, do you see this happening? You tell me. But my thoughts are that it's okay saying we don't want tourists for this reason or that reason. But at the end of the day, there may come a time when all countries are desperate for tourists. Because it's happened before, hasn't it? Quite recently, the lockdown and, the situation and all that kind of stuff. It happened before, a few years ago, a couple of years ago. A lot of these places would have given anything for tourists. They would have given anything for tourists. So, at the end of the day, you've got to remember that. You can't bite the hand that feeds you, because one of these days you may need them. Okay, so your thoughts on this, please. Let me know in the comments. And in the meantime, have a great day, a great evening, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers. Okay, so thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos. Press the like button. Share this video, all that kind of stuff. And don't forget, I write books as well. I've got 2 of them available on Amazon KDP. Very reasonably priced, and you're more than welcome to check them out. Cheers.